We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keefe Davis.
I'm trained to go. I don't know about him. It's do or die. And I'm from the old school, homeboy, and I'm from Compton, dude. I'm not playing with that shit. Playing with nobody like that, dude. Nobody. Period.
There is an obvious feeling of disquiet as whispers of dark secrets permeate the hip-hop community. The once unshakable icon is now brewing inside the sector, according to reports. Diddy is about to leave the country due to speculation linking him to the Tupac killing mystery. It has been a presence on the music world for more than 25 years. Before being detained on September 29th in connection with the murder of musician Tupac Shakur, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, often known as Keefe D, was all over interviews and other media, leaking details about his involvement in the incident and how his purported sponsor, Sean P. Diddy, was the reason for it.
If I wouldn't have never met him, I wouldn't have never been involved in this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If I would have never met the brother, I wouldn't have never been involved in this bullshit. Really. Because me and Suge was playing on the same Pop Warner team and everything. My homeboys helped put Suge in the game and all that shit, you know. And it really crashed two people Empire that fucking one night. You know what I'm saying? Mine's for sure. Suge's too.
The fact Keefe D was singing in interviews about what happened all those years ago and all the people in the car that night, don't be surprised if when Keefe D is in court he spills the beans on everything. The man even released a book in 2019 where he explained that tragic night in Las Vegas in full details. Checking out some of the reviews for the book itself, people even attest to this with posts like, "If you want to know what happened to Tupac and Big, read this book." If you're interested in the Tupac Biggie murder, Keefe D explains exactly what happened and why it happened. The truth about how and why Tupac was killed, truth is finally out. Glad Keefe filled in the blanks on many things. It would be extremely interesting to see what those people would say now that Keefe D has been arrested for the murder of Tupac and is potentially facing life in prison. The fact he was able to profit off the murder he allegedly committed and have everyone side with him is crazy when you think about it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. This way you'll never miss out on any future celebrity videos similar to these. Davis is accused with murder with a deadly weapon with the goal to advance or support a criminal gang, reportedly under the direction of the South Side Compton Crips, according to court filings. Notably, the prosecution claimed that this heinous assault was motivated by a vendetta against both the renowned Dear Mama rapper and the late Real Marion Suge Knight. Speaking about Suge Knight, for years he has been believed to be the only person in the world that can name the Tupac killer but refuses to do so. And once he saw Keefe D was the man framed and arrested, he wasn't buying it one bit. Suge Knight, one of the two eyewitnesses, has refused to testify against him. Suge stated that Keefe D's arrest by police and prosecutors was an error, and he also refuted the long-held idea that Tupac's murderer was Orlando Anderson, the late Davis' nephew who died. Suge and Keefe D are the only two survivors out of the 6 victims who were shot. 4 were in the shooter's automobile. Suge was in the BMW that night in 1996 when shots were fired at him and Tupac. No matter what Keefe D has admitted to, the former CEO of Death Row Records assured the news organization, "I will never say a bad word about the man." Suge insisted he would never identify the shooter, but he insisted it wasn't Orlando and that Keefe D shouldn't also be in prison. In an interview of Suge Knight years back before his arrest, he was even interviewed and spoke about the shooting and his trip with Tupac to the hospital moments after.
I'm like, "You shot? I'm finna get you to the hospital." I'm driving, telling him I'm finna get to the hospital, kick back. Pac looked at me and said, "You know what? You need the doctor more than me. You the one shot in your head." And we laughed the whole time going to find out went to the hospital. That's the conversation we had. It wasn't, Pac was a man the whole time. It wasn't that he was like, "Oh, I'm shot." He cracking jokes. He like, "Yeah, they shot me." He said, "But you shot in your head. Look at your head bleed. Look how much it's bleed." That was Pac. I'm like, "Man, shut up, I'm gonna get you to the doctor."
A lot of people aren't buying what Suge said, and some even believe he was in the whole thing. Moving on from Suge and going back to Diddy, he has been the #1 suspect in hip-hop fans' eyes for the past decade or so. Recently, Mopreme Shakur, Tupac's brother, briefly mentioned a phone call he had with Diddy when the LA Times released an article claiming he was behind it.
Puffy called me back in the day. He called me, he was like, "I just want you to know I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's, you know, I know who you are, but we never met. And I just want to call you man to man, let you know that I have nothing to do with your brother's death. It was in the early 2000s. LA Times had just dropped an article in the newspaper implicating him as well. I told him I appreciate the call, but the truth is yet to come out, so we gonna see.
A lot of people link this phone call out of desperation to show Diddy's true guilty conscience at the time. I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, but I believe Puffy most definitely had something to do with Pac murder, whether it was directly or indirectly. He definitely put that hit out. Mopreme knows the truth, and I hope 50 stays on his neck. If Diddy didn't have anything to do with it, he would have called Mopreme when the beef first started. The shady connections continue in other ways. Insiders at Diddy's camp have expressed alarm over a sudden, out-of-character change in the mogul's behavior. One source made known, he's always been the life of the party, but it's like he's lost that spark. He's avoiding meetings, even the ones that have always been a priority for him. It's unsettling. A further insider bemoaned Diddy's evident paranoia. His eyes kept darting around as if he was expecting someone to burst in at any moment. Before we head any further into the video, do you guys think Diddy's most recent behavior has made him look even more guilty than originally meets the eye? Or are people reaching with his connection to Tupac's murder? Comment down below. Additionally, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department has been steadfast in their commitment to solve this cold case, as Sheriff Kevin McMahill passionately mentioned post the grand jury hearing. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. While many did not believe the assassination of Tupac Shakur was important to this police department, I'm here to tell you that was simply not the case. One very awkward incident hip-hop and especially Tupac's fans bring up to this day, which involves Diddy, was the awkward moment on his Breakfast Club interview when asked about a recent documentary that came out revealing his alleged involvement in the Tupac murder, which he quickly shut down before anything else could be said.
That claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah. Check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect. But I appreciate you as a journalist asking.
All right.
Thank you.
Listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac?
It remains to be seen if this is a storm that will pass or a cyclone that will destroy his empire. But for the time being, the hip-hop world is watching, waits, and wondering whether we're approaching a crucial period for Diddy. Is he simply playing it safe, or are we catching a glimpse of a deeper, more sinister story? So many people in music and Hollywood feared this man, as if he was untouchable. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you on the next one.